When my husband and I got married, I tried to walk away. My mother-in-law, who is one of the finest people that I've ever met, was because my husband is Lutheran, and obviously his mother's Lutheran, would not allow her to take communion at our wedding. So I actually did try to walk away at that time. I was so disappointed.
When I was about 10 or 12 is when I really began doing my own questioning about how do I fit into Christianity? How do I as a woman fit into Christianity? I remember when I was 10 is when I told my parents that I would not be going to the Catholic Church anymore.
I mean, I certainly struggled myself with why do I stay and why do I not leave? Okay. And I can answer the question, that I stay in large part because I try to affect change from within.
My name is Gina DeMarco. I'm a mother of 2 sons, first and foremost. I've been a Catholic, a practicing Catholic all my life.
My name is Jess with one S, Kast, K-A-S-T. My title is Reverend. I'm the minister of this church. I was raised in the Christian faith my whole life. Growing up, I knew I had a call to ministry, and I knew that women were not ordained in the Catholic Church, and so I sought other forms of Christianity, and I'm now ordained in the United Church of Christ.
My name is Daniel Robert Christopher. That's my confirmation name, very important name to me. Ryan. I retired from being the campus minister at Holy Ghost Preparatory School, and I worked part-time and as a parish minister.
I'm the grandchild of Sicilian immigrants who were very devout Catholics. So I was baptized Catholic. I went to Catholic grade schools, Catholic high school.
My first communion. Okay. So there I am, very pious, walking down, my hands folded, okay, and began my journey into the Catholic Church.
I do think fondly of my Catholic roots, and when I'm traveling, I often go to Catholic churches for my own spiritual respite from my tradition.
I think today what we see is people, there's 2 categories of people leaving. One is they just leave because they just leave. And if you ask them why they left, it's not like they can pinpoint one particular thing. But then we have people who sit down and say, I'm leaving the church for a particular reason.
If that current church is harming that individual by the theology that's being conveyed, say they're gay and it's an anti-affirming church, or say they're saying things about domestic violence, that you should stay in a relationship when that's violence, be concerned about your spiritual health is just as important as your physical health.
Now, it gets complicated too because the sex abuse scandal has much more of an impact on people than I think sometimes even the church leaders realize.
I think there needs to be more of an acknowledgement that a terrible thing happened to these children whose families place their complete trust in the church.
When a boy in a Catholic church has been sexually abused, or a woman has been abused, or whatever, I mean, that is some of the most atrocious violence to me. So I'm so passionate about holding the care of the sanctuary, because I want everybody who comes through our doors to feel a sense that God is with them.
I don't think they have come to terms with how probably for decades there were warning signs that this was happening.
There have been abuse issues forever in the church, because not only do you have people who are abusers, but now you have an institution that covers up the abuse. To me, the bottom line in why people leave is they no longer belong.
I believe the fact that I am me, like my own life, cracks open the door a little bit more for a more open and inclusive church, where all sorts of people feel like they can belong and fit in. Recently I had some of my own parishioners say, you're the first minister under 50 we've had, and you're the first woman we've had, and you're the first gay woman we've had. That opens up the door to more people coming that might not have felt that they belonged. And that's my hope, is that people feel a sense of belonging.
Both of my children are very active in what I would call social justice ministries, very active in, soup kitchens and feeding the poor and clothing the naked. And my grandbabies are now into that, kind of thing. But they don't go to church anymore. It comes down to why belong to the church in the first place? What's the point?
And I found that my culture and my history with the church as a child, I just couldn't do it. I could not walk away. When things have been difficult, I would just go in that church and sit without, mass. Maybe when the sun was setting and the sun would come through those beautiful stained glass windows, and I just get a feeling of complete contentment and peace and a true belief that everything's going to be okay.